Well, hey there, my friends. Welcome to my channel, Ink and Whimsy. We are going to be using the gorgeous Open Skies, Not Just for Boys Kit Club June kit. Look at the colors in this. I absolutely love them. Oh my gosh, these are two of my favorites right here. We are going to be creating a single 12 by 12 layout using a piece of cream colored cardstock, not white, simply because it brings out the colors in this a little better than if it were a stark white. And what drew me to this 12 by 12 was this pattern right here. And when I show you the photos we're going to be using, you'll see why. I have different pieces of script, not sure which ones I want to use. I even put it on vellum. But look at this right here. See the chair, the woven fabric? This made me think of it. And when you bring out the large 12 by 12 sheet of it, which we'll be using some of it, I thought it was just a perfect match. I was just so excited. All right, so let's get started with this page. First, I want to do, not much of this is going to be showing, but I'm going to need to secure it down because we're going to do some tearing up at the top left, not of this, of the other piece. Okay. And someone tell me why I just flipped the piece of paper. Isn't that too funny? Did any of you notice? Like, I have it like this. I flipped it over just to put the glue dot. Oh gosh, I don't know. All right, here we go. So we're going to stick this down with a glue dot. This one, I legitimately need to turn it. I want it right here. And I want it right here. Well, there we go. That's how you do it. Okay. So we're going to put this right here, right on top, just so it won't move around too much. Okay. All right. So one of the first things we're going to do is, I think I want to mat my photos with how I want to use these. All right. So this is what I did. This comes in one of the ephemera packs, and it specifically is the 49 Market, the Wanderlust Explorer, the die cut elements, and the chipboard words. I used both of these. So let's mat this photo first because I want this one on the green. And this green came out of my stash, but I thought it brought in this green. Brought it out and made it look good. Whatever. Sometimes I feel like a yapper. Oh my gosh. All right. Now, here is a square frame that I had cut. So what we're going to do, because I want to attach this to the back of this photo that's already matted with the green, and then it's much easier to move it around and such. I'm going to put it right here. And you always got that little bit of wiggle room with this. All right. Doesn't that look nice? I love it. All right. Now, with this, my photo was a little too small by itself, right? And it was hard. I would have had a hard time taping it. So I just put a piece of white cardstock on the back, printer white cardstock. So what I am going to do now is just do a thin line of the glue, very thin, and I'm not going to get near the photo because this is going to be touching the back of the frame, right? So I won't have to worry about it smearing over into my frame. And anyone looking at this is never going to know. Okay, I'm going to put it on here and kind of move it around, get it centered. And the whole story is about this cat. Oh my gosh, she's such a little cutie. Doesn't that look so pretty as soon as I put the frame on it? I love how it looks. All right, so these are going to go about here. Now, there is not a lot that I am going to have to do with this layout because this background itself is already so pretty. Well, that's not dry. Okay, come on now, you got to work with me here. I am on camera. Let's do this. Let's do this instead of trying to do it while I'm holding it midair. Okay. And we are just going to set that aside. Well, no, I can't set it aside because I'm trying to plan the layout. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is going to go about right here. This is going to go about right here. And then this is going to go over the top about right there. And I don't want to do it crooked. All right. I need these placed just so I can figure out where everything else is going. We're going to bring out our pieces of ephemera. And so I have my title that I want to get it together. I want to get it together. All right. So I have, I don't know where the scenic came from. I don't need that word in there. Remember the journey. So that's going to go there, which means I can put some tape right here in the middle, right? Because I know that is definitely going there. And I want to show this color here on the side. All right, that's down. And because I only put it in the center, I can stick different pieces of ephemera down there if I need to. And again, do I want to raise this up? Let me get a piece of foam adhesive and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I went in my stash and I found a large piece of foam adhesive because I want to raise this photo up a little bit. So I'm gonna put this on the back here and that will help secure it even more, won't it? So that's a good thing. All right, there we go. And now we'll stick this down. And I do have something that's going to go under this edge, a couple of different places, so I need to be careful. I want this, let's see, that's going to go under there. Adventure is going to go under there, and this is going to go under there. All right, so let's figure this out. Let's figure it out. Right here, not too far, about right there. So I want to, oh my gosh, I've muddled this up. I've muddled it up. Let's see. Let's see. About right there. Okay. And then this right here, I can secure that. I'm not going to push this down yet. Now here, I'm going to be covering this up. I actually could have cut that out for something, huh? Well, let's just do that right now because you won't see it. And we can just save it. We may just use it someplace else. And there we go. All right, let's save that. We're going to put this under here, about right there. Trying to be very conscientious of what I'm covering and what I'm leaving visible. I just love all the colors in this. Oh my gosh. All right, now we have our compass. And this, in these ephemera kits in the packaging, that's why you don't see it here. The bottom half that's holding the piece of cardboard that's holding it, it had all these ephemera pieces that you could cut out. So that's one of the things I do when I'm sitting and just looking at what I want to bring together and what will look good with the specific photos that I have. And I would just cut it all out and put it into little piles with the photos. That's what I'll do. All right, we're going to stick this right here. I don't want to cover up too much of that. And this is all kind of empty, right? It's just the bottom of the chair. So I can put that there. And then we're going to take this stamp, and I've already added some foam tape on the back to give it a little more dimension. And I'm thinking, you know what? Nope, that'll still work right there. That looks real good. I love it. All right, now let's move up here to this part of it because now I have this secure down so I can add this journey. And we're going to use this glue right here. And I'm going to have some of it go on top of the actual photo. So I do want to make sure I have glue there. All right, here we go. And I need to make sure I do my tearing up here before I get too far ahead. So remind me. All right, this, It has to go like right there. Right there. I had to move it over a little bit because we had that corner there. Okay. Now, these are I needed the word the because I'm saying remember the journey, and we're going to have the about right there. So I'm going to put that down, and you can see when I set it on this clear ruler, I want the letters looking just like this, because then you never have to worry about it being exactly straight, but it kind of has more of a whimsical look to it. And because I had it on the ruler, the backing came off, so now we need to do this. I don't think we're going to need that much glue to just keep this adhered, so I'm not real worried about it. All right, now I need to remember how I had it, right? Let's see, and it stuck to my finger. There. All right, let's see if this one comes off better. Usually I have it near the top of the ruler, but I did not do that because I wanted them a little cattywanka. Come put the H down right here. And then we're going to take off the T. And I'm still going to put a little bit of glue, even though this backing did not come off. There we go. All right, let's add the T. The T goes a little bit above the H right there. All right, I like the way that looks. Now, before I stick this down, and it's hard to tear this, I want to tear it now, because what I'm thinking is I want a little bit of this print down here and a little bit of it up here in this corner. So I am just going to tear. And if you want the white core showing, you always want to tear towards yourself. And I can lift this up. Come here. Okay, here we go. We're just going to do it. Boy, this is thick paper. And see how I'm using my thumb to kind of hold it down? Just like that. I want to take some distressed oxide. I want to first of all kind of curl this. Well, actually, I may not need to. You know what? Because it has that dark color underneath there, doesn't it? I was thinking I was going to have to use a little bit of this distressed oxide on the edges there, but I'd forgotten what was on the opposite side here. All right, now this is what I wanted to see. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. That looks good. All right, so let's cut this right here. Add this underneath. And that is going to go right there. Yes. Okay. Let's take this off. Gosh. There, the daggum little things. All right, let's put this down. Okay, let's stick this right here. Oh, I love the colors in this. And now this is going to go right there. Oh my gosh. Okay, now my journaling is going to go about right here. So I want to tear along this edge. Same thing, except I'm going to go a little further. All right, and now we're going to roll this over. Love how it already has that dark color. Okay, and now we're going to take that same print right here and put this down on this end and get this glue dot off. Okay, I think it's looking so pretty. Okay, and now let's do this. I can't wait to read you this story. Okay, here we go. Now we can glue this down. This looks better the more I roll that up. Don't you agree? Okay, let's stick this down and take that off there. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. There we go. I almost put roller tape up there like a goob. All right, now we can lay this down. Remember the journey. Remember the journey. Still a couple more pieces to put in here. Let's see, we're going to lay this down right here. All right, and I want this about right there. Now this airplane here was a piece that I cut out of the packaging, and I really wanted this to have some dimension to it, so I put some foam tape on the back. So let me start telling you the story a little bit. So this photo was taken when we had gone on a Mediterranean cruise, and my mom and I were with my sister and her husband. My son and his wife and in-laws were in a different area of Athens. Actually, they were touring the Acropolis at the time. So we were in Athens and we were strolling the Plaka district. The Plaka district is a beautiful historical neighborhood in Athens, and it's right at the, you can't say foothills, but it is right there at the, I don't want to cover that up. Here I am trying to talk. Oh, that's going to go right there. There we go. Yep. See, the colors just match so beautifully. The Acropolis is right above it. So in other words, all along the bottom slopes of it is where you have Plaka, the neighborhood that you can walk around in. And all right, I can't talk and do this at the same time. I'm going to have to wait a minute. I want that right there. I'm going to literally read you the journaling. How's that? Now these pieces of ephemera chipboard are all these different phrases. And I think the colors look so pretty on this layout. But they're all about traveling. Every day is a new journey. Seek the unknown and embrace the journey. All right, now here, I need to hold up here. I want to put this under here. The reason I say that is because if I decide to use the vellum, you need to be able to tuck vellum underneath something as a means to actually secure it. So we need to figure that out. That looks pretty. All right, then I have these two that I want to use. This one I want to put here. Yes, that looks good. Okay, put this right here. All right, I'll put that right there. They have to dry a little bit, don't they? All right, let me read you the journaling while you're looking at this, and then we're going to figure out if we want to use vellum or what we want to attach. So real quick, let me just read this to you. It was October of 2023, and Mom and I were strolling the Plaka district of Athens, Greece, a beautiful historical neighborhood of Athens clustered around the slopes of the ancient Acropolis. To really enjoy Plaka, one needs to totally immerse themselves in the picturesque culture of the streets, breathing in the busy sights, sounds, and smells coming in from all different directions, walking the narrow cobbled streets, looking to catch glimpses of the Acropolis between street corners. As Mom and I came down a long set of stairs to the next area of Plaka, I looked to my right and saw this gorgeous long-haired cat napping ever so quietly. He was completely unfazed, that he was just so lazily snoozing his day away with so much rich history, color, and culture going on all around him. Ah, the life of a cat. So the story is simply 100% about this cat, because when you're walking around Plaka, it is, oh my gosh, incredibly busy. It is loud. There's just so much color and everything going on that you have to be okay with literally being a part of all the noise and just listening to it. That looks good. Or do I want that right there? See, that's too bright. This is, it just looks too bright with the entire page for me. This is brown. Ooh. What do you think about that? I think that looks better. And then maybe do that right there. All right, I'm going to pause it and I'll come up with my decision. So here's what I decided to do. I used the vellum. I attached it by putting a little bit of glue on the top and the left so that it was under the photos and you don't see where it is. And then this frame piece, I just cut it, slanted it on this side so that I would be able to attach the vellum exactly where I wanted it. Now I have this piece of chipboard, take only memories and leave only footsteps. And I want to attach this, and see, I didn't tip this over. So now, come on. Okay. These help immensely because it always keeps the glue down at the tip. All right. I want to add this right here, down at the bottom. I don't want to cover up the tear. And actually, you know what I want to do is rough that up a bit. I think that looks good. All right, so we're going to put this right here so we don't cover that. I think that looks good. All right, and then one other thing is this is the twine that came in the packaging, and I just rolled a circle around 2 or 3 fingers. I got a glue dot and stuck it right there up in that corner to hold the threads together. And now I'm going to lift this and I'm going to put it right under there to kind of just add a little more texture to the layout. And I think that looks pretty cool. I like it. All right, so let me lift this up and show it to you, especially you can get a better view of these, all these neat little tricks we did on the page. Look how pretty this looks. And adding that piece of cardstock underneath that brings out the same here, the woven chair pads, and then it's down here in this corner where I also added it. And it really looks neat when you roll it up. Now take a closer look at the journaling I did and how I printed it on vellum. You just need to let it dry a little longer. And then I tore the edges there. I lifted up this photo so that it has a little more dimension, as well as this airplane. And then you can see where I brought the colors to the 4 sides of the page. And this doesn't even have a person on the scrapbook page, because this is what caught my eye when I saw that picture. I'm going, oh my gosh, I've got to take it. We walked down these stairs and he was over here laying on one of these chairs. So I took his picture, unaware of all the fun going on around him. He was just being a cat, enjoying life. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until we meet again, God bless. Have an incredible day. And don't forget to say hello in the comments. Bye-bye.